Tragedy in India as the country pulls out all the stops to contain COVID-19. At least 22 patients have died after an oxygen tank leak at a hospital. The incident comes as medical authorities grapple with a severe shortage of oxygen. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ruling party is now blaming the supply crunch on ongoing farmers' protests.
India is rushing to fill the gap as hospitals run short of critical oxygen supplies. And tragedy has marred the process. More than 20 patients have died after an oxygen tank leaked outside a hospital in Maharashtra. They were not able to receive oxygen in time. Growing concerns about the supply crunch have created panic. Desperate residents in Madhya Pradesh looted oxygen cylinders from a hospital storeroom in order to hoard them for their loved ones. That's despite reports the hospital had an adequate supply.
इन लोगों को सोचना चाहिए कि यहाँ दिन रात डॉक्टर स्टाफ नर्स वार्ड बॉय सारे लोग मेहनत कर रहे हैं। आप सिलेंडर लेके जाओगे तो आप सिलेंडर लगा नहीं पाओगे क्योंकि तुम उनको नहीं पता कि किसको ऑक्सीजन की जरूरत है किसको नहीं है। लेकिन उसके बाद में भी रिश्तेदार मरीज के रिश्तेदार दो तीन सिलेंडर लेके जा रहे हैं। खालियों का पता नहीं चल रहा है। कुछ लोग गाड़ियों में भर के लेके जा रहे हैं। हमारे यहाँ सिर्फ 2 कर्मचारी जो देखते हैं उनके ऊपर ऐसे बार करते हैं, मेरे को मानने को तैयार हो जाते।
India's COVID-19 crisis continues to set grim records. There have been more than 2,000 deaths in the last 24 hours. Nearly 300,000 new infections have been recorded. The situation is further straining crematoriums, which are already struggling to cope.
बहुत आ रही हैं 10-12 डेड बॉडी आ चुकी हैं कोविड की पिछले कुछ दिनों में बढ़ोतरी हुई है क्या बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ोतरी हुई कल की 20 थी बहुत ज़्यादा आ रही है अब तो
The government has come under fire for not moving fast enough to get urgent resources to hospitals and frontline workers who desperately need them.
Rebecca Bundan joins us live now. Rebecca, this deadly leak and then the looting of oxygen, complications that India does not need.
Yes, certainly, as India is grappling with this crisis, and there is this shortage of oxygen supplies. Last night in Delhi, some hospitals were reporting that they were down to just their last few hours of oxygen before they did manage to get supplies eventually. But some medical experts are saying that the new variant of the virus is causing a greater impact on the lungs of patients, and it's leading to a lot of people needing support on ventilators. And tragically, today there was this incident in the city of Nasik, which is in Maharashtra, the worst hit state in India. This is about 160 kilometers from Mumbai, where there was this huge leak of oxygen from a tank outside a hospital, which was a COVID-19 dedicated facility. Now, more than 20 people have been killed and have died in this incident because of this leak. The supplies to the ventilators was actually halted temporarily, and that resulted in these patients dying. Some patients were shifted to another facility. There is an investigation that's been ordered by the state government into this, but obviously this was a huge tragedy that took place at a time when India is really grappling with this COVID-19 crisis, as it recorded yet another record high in terms of the numbers of cases.
That's right, Rebecca. Well, cases are continuing to rise rapidly. Farmers are gathering again in what could possibly be another super spreader event.
Yes, that's correct. And this follows, of course, those election rallies that have taken place in a few states and the Kumbh Mela religious festival in the north of India, where we saw huge crowds of people gathering, and there was this massive criticism of the government for allowing those to go ahead when people were obviously not following social distancing norms and wearing masks. And the same situation with these farmers' protests, which are now once again starting to intensify with a march that took place today. And there's a march that's scheduled that farmers are planning, the unions, for next month, when they plan to march to Parliament. So the farmers have been protesting since November. They've been gathering in huge numbers at at the Delhi border at various sites as they protest against 3 new farm laws. Now, some of them actually went back for the harvesting season. Now they're planning to come back again and intensify these protests. And the concerns of the union leaders, they're saying that that the government might use the coronavirus to try to break up the protests. But obviously there are these concerns that with such large numbers of people gathering and the fact that these farmers really aren't following the social guidelines for coronavirus, such as social distancing and wearing masks, that this could become a super spreader. So that's really sort of a big worry at the moment.
Many thanks for those updates. Rebecca Bunn there speaking to us live from Mumbai.